FRL Division 2 Race 10. Here we are at COTA today. We do not have Cub today. Cub is running a little bit. Make people press F1 to go to strategy. Okay, that's a good tip by Pat Lassard. So we are here at COTA. We do not have Cub right off the bat. I think Cub will be able to join us sometime later in the session. So today we have what it seems to be an easy one-stop 28 lap Grand Prix. Softs will last for about 12 laps, mediums will about 17 laps, and this is with no qualifying laps on the tires. So if these guys can keep their qualifying wear under control, they will be able to go soft mediums and pit around the lap 11 for a soft medium strategy that will take them to the end. The hard here does last for 22 laps, so this is a pretty good option for if anyone gets caught up in an early incident, or if there is a safety car that's a little early. Some people do like to hop in, take the cheap pit stop, crawl to the back of the safety car queue and do that. And good news, we have El Sucio Dan has joined. He's had some problems with Steam today, and I'm glad that he's made it. He's been known to be a little brave with his moves, and so we're glad to see him here today. So it seems like these guys are taking quite a little bit of time to get off their garages, and I'm wondering if this means some rain. So if you've been following our season thus far, these guys have a really terrible luck as far as the rain is concerned. So maybe they will have some sort of mixed conditions in the race. And this championship kind of came alive with the join. So JD joined us around the Belgium, and that was 4 races in, and he took P2 in Belgium and a win in Italy, Singapore, Russia, and the Japanese Grand Prix. And so P1 Alpha 23 still holding the lead with 158 points. JD is close. Rob just said drive both sessions. Very interesting choice for these drivers to stay in the pit lane for so long. And they all come out at the same time, which is very interesting. So JD, so Alpha's got 158 points. JD follows with 120 points. And Chris P3 with 93 points. And then following, there's a pretty good battle here for P4 in the championship between Skolsam with 61 points, Diego 58 points, Luke 54 points, Red Baron with 47 points, and El Sucio Den 46 points, and Balzac 43 points. Everyone else is a 30 and below. Very interesting indeed. Alright, so let's go back to the on-track action. I think we've been on board with Roro while I was looking at the standings. We will go to fitted best lap, broadcast, and wow, everyone is out. So we have Roro here. Chaotic Python, Lacadian is out. Lacadian is right behind Lacadian. Lacadian is right behind Roro. Alpha's out. So Roro will be the first to cross the line. So we'll follow the lap with him. Pretty early braking zone here. Pretty late, 50 meter board going uphill. He has a difficult time getting the Renault rotated quite as fast as he'd like. But he seems alright under traction. Early turn in on both the S sections, looking pretty good. Car seems to bite over there, and so the front of this Renault is gripping pretty nicely here. Has a little squirmy moment here in the exit, Wow, he brakes really late for this and gets the car turned in just in time. So that was a 50-meter break, so it's quite late. He has some traffic ahead of him that decided to keep going. Again, about 75-meter braking zone gets the car rotated nicely into the apex. So this is a double apex corner here. Kind of went wide on there. Now this entry here, you have a few options. Kind of goes a little wider, which is good for oversteering setup. He looks like he's able to kiss the first apex, not the second. Throws the car into the left-hand side, and we'll see what this lap goes up. 132.6. Chaotic Python was right behind him. Now Lacadian. So Ian pips Roro with a 132.0. Alpha 130.1. And Chaotic and Lacadian puts a nothing. I think he was in his out lap actually. Okay, so JD is completing a time lap. He's on the last sector. It looks like he's come through across a little bit of a traffic jam in front of him, but I don't think he will impede him very much. So one goes in the pit, so he's all clear. And that puts him in P2, 131.0 against a 131. So the qualifying delta between Alpha and JD are almost a second. That is quite high for qualifying. And I think Alpha is really good at qualifying. Alpha qualifies very well. And what I've been able to see so far is JD is very, very consistent on the race pace. So we'll see how the race develops. This seems to be a very busy racetrack right now. So Chris is out, so it looks like let's see some people who have not put on laps yet. So Lacadian, it looks like he's on a time lap here. Either that or he's starting a time lap. Nope, he finished a time lap, 134.5, so he does not move position. So it looks like Red Baron has invalidated his lap. Robar, I think, is on an out lap. Diego has the track all for himself, and he's on a time lap here. So we'll see what his sector 3 looks like. Got a difficult time rotating the car to keep the apex speed there in that last corner. It's a tricky entry here, and even trickier in the exit because the car wants to keep rotating. It does not want you to stop. So I guess that's just the line this year, because I've seen 2-3 drivers take the same line to the double apex right-hand corner. So it looks pretty decent, pretty under control. We'll see what time looks like. Alright, so he goes on P12, 133.3. Red Baron's on the garage after he's invalidating his lap. Robar looks like he's on a time lap. Firebird on a time lap. Dominic on an out lap. And El Suciodan is on a time lap. So we'll follow El Suciodan. He has the tendency to be able to put the car... No, his lap is invalidated, excuse me. Okay, so this is the first round of qualifying laps. So Firebird, 138.1, quite 4 seconds drop from Jay here. So Robar will finish this one-time lap here. And we'll see what happens. Oh, that's decent effort. P6, 132.3. So we'll see. Alpha is out. It looks like he's on an out lap. JD's in the pits. Look in P3. So far we have Alpha with a 131, which is pretty decent effort there. 131.1 for JD, and then Luke, Chris, Ian, Robar, Pat Lassard, Balzac, Roro, and Brother John round up the top 10 here today. I'm interested on going on board with Alpha just to see what he's doing so different than these guys. I mean, he's 1 second clear of P1. So there you go. He starts the lap. And it looks like he validated a lap into the last corner. It looks like his lap is invalidated. We'll see. Oh, we have a collision. Okay, so Alpha loses the car in Sector 1. So even if he wasn't, I'm not sure if what I'm seeing on the map is credible. He started this lap being, it looked like he was invalidated. Look at this traffic. What is happening? So you have Brother John here. You have Chaotic Python just behind him. Firebird leaves the session. Not quite sure what's happening here. But I know these guys are sort of trying to do their hot laps and not getting all tripped up on top of each other. So Brother John and Chaotic Python very close to one another, and there's a Mercedes on. That's Dominic. So Dominic is behind Chaotic Python and Brother John. This is not ideal right here. These guys are losing so much time in the dirty air. The dirty air is so challenging in this game. And Chaotic loses the rear end, which is very easy to do in that. And Brother John gets out of the way, so this all sort of gets straightened out here, where Dominic is then free to chase his lap time. Not sure. I would reckon he lost at least a half a second with the dirty air. Dirty air in this game is quite an issue. So we'll return here to Alpha. He's again on an invalidated lap. I'm not sure if this is an out lap or not. JD, on the other hand, looks like he's pushing. This looks like a time lapse, so we'll see what he can do here. This will be interesting to watch. He's got a Ferrari right in front of him. So all these guys are braking at a 75 meter meter board right there. Yeah, so they're all finding an amazing grip to brake. So I got a quick update that Firebird's internet just completely went out, and we got a lap invalidation here from JD. This guy's pushing pretty hard to try to find that those crucial tenths to put them up the order, especially on a track like this, in which, you know, starting on the mediums is great, but it's not unless you have the natural race pace over who is in front of you. You won't do a whole lot to start on the mediums. Alpha's in the garage, JD's coming in, Luke in the garage, and again, these guys were separated by half a tenth of a second last week. And again, these guys are separated by a very small margin, even in qualifying. And I hear that they're brothers, Luke and Ian, so this is very interesting. Chris looks like he's preparing for a timed lap here. Nope, he is going into the pits. Red Baron is out. El Suciodan is also invalidated lap. Roro is in the garage. And Raw bar down. Okay, so I think Alpha is going to have one more shot at this. However, I don't think our qualifying timer is accurate. And I know this because of what happened in the last time we had mixed conditions for qualifying. We thought some people wouldn't get laps and they ended up getting it. So unfortunately, the time they get in the screen should not be the correct time that these guys are seeing on the game. And the game goes by their own individual times, so there's that. I'm not sure. So Alpha is slowing down to find some time here to leave some time in some time in front of him so he doesn't get dirty air. Luke retires from the session. El Sucio Dan also retired from the session. So these drivers cannot improve their time. Luke's got a 131.2 and El Sucio Dan's got a 131.9, which is pretty close considering one is P3, one P8. So we'll go on board here with Alpha. Okay, so he did not invalidate his lap starting the lap. So he puts a wheel on the green stuff and then gets an earlier head pack than I thought you could get, but here we are. Oh, he oversteers into the S's. Oh, it does not invalidate him for going that wide. That's surprising. Again, I think maybe Alpha is pushing the car a little, maybe overdriving the car a little bit, trying to improve on that 130.1, but I don't think he needs to. A half a second margin in this game is an eternity. 1 second margin is eternity plus 1, so he does not have to do a lot. JD, he's out. Now, I don't know if he's going to get a time lap or not. He says that he can't, but again, I think this timing here. Okay, so Alpha is going to complete his lap. So we'll see. No, that's plus 3 seconds, and he's allowed to continue, so the time I have is definitely not real. So we'll see what he can do here. He's pretty consistent with a turn 1, turn in. We've seen him do that exact same thing twice now. So he lifts a little bit, gets the car turned in, kind of goes a little wider than I expected that he would go. And the Sector 1, Sector 2 line here in this track is very strange. It's on a very fast turn, so you don't have time to actually look and see what your delta looks like. Although these guys have way better delta information than I do. And it looks like JD is also on a time lap. No, he's on an out lap, so we'll see if the game lets him continue. And this is the fight for pole position here. We had Roro improving his time. He's put that Renault on P4 with a 131.2. Splitting the brothers. So very good to see from the Renault driver. So Balzac getting out of the way. Got a Python getting out of the way. And yeah, there you go. He hooks the... Yeah, that's what I thought these guys ought to be doing. Hooking that double apex really tight on the right side. Yeah. And he's slowing down. I bet he doesn't want to maybe he knew his lap was over. So again, JD. So where's the raw roll in this? Not sure if he's doing a time lap or not. So maybe he can take P3 here, which would be very good. Okay, gets the car turned really nicely here. So he's 4/10 off, so he's shaved almost half a second. So it's all about, I mean, if he's made a mistake, oh, locking up that left time is not doing him any favors right now, and the car wants to over-rotate. He hugs both of the apexes pretty nicely, throws the car here, picks up the throttle early. Looks pretty good, so we'll see what happens here. He shaves half a second off his time. Puts him a lot closer to Alpha, but not enough to snatch pole position. So Roro's back in the garage, so he's not doing another lap for sure. And now we finally get the checker flags. So it looks like everyone is done. All right, guys. Press if you're not sure on your wheel where to press to go into your strategy button. Do press F1, and that will bring you to the strategy screen. Stay in that screen until everyone has had time to choose their strategies. And that is qualifying. Alpha, pole position 130.1. JD, closely behind, 3/10 off. Luke in P3 with a 131.2. And very, very close behind, less than a tenth, is Roro in P4, Ian P5, Chris P6, Brother John P7, Red Baron P8, El Sucio Dan P9, and Dominic his first appearance in FRL P10. So we'll see what happens with these guys at the start. They do pretty well keeping it clean, and everyone is quite respectful, so we'll see what happens. Maybe an early safety car bringing in hards as a viable strategy for this race. Otherwise, we're probably going to see just a one-stop, soft to mediums. Around lap 10, lap 11, maybe someone can push those softs to lap 12. But the game seems pretty accurate when it comes to...
Someone press go to track.
Alright, someone press go to track. You have 15 seconds to get your strategies ready. I am sorry about this. And 28 lap race. Be careful on turn 1. And good luck. We're on board with Alpha 23. 5 red lights. That's a long red lights. Away we go. Everyone looks to get off. Oh, Chris has got an amazing start. Actually, it looks like Roro got a poor start, so he's engulfed by cars. So Luke P2, JD P3. So Luke pips JD, Ian P4, Balzac P5, Red Baron P6, and Roro P7. Safety car out already. So these guys are hardly out of it. Turn 1 and already a safety car. So we'll try to piece out. I did not quite catch what has happened here. So we'll go intervals in position change. So it looks like maybe Bricklon had some contact. Here's the pit strategy window. I'm looking for anything like lost front wings. Oh, the Red Bull. Yeah. So the Brick is missing a front wing. I think Jay is missing a front wing. Yeah, Jay's missing his left wing. So Jay's Lacadian is missing his wing. So it looks like just a snowball effect that happened here to these guys in at the rear. El Suciodan though, he has a clean wing and he's picked up 6 places out of the carnage. Pat Lassard is missing a wing as well. Wow, what has happened in turn 1 here? Dominic missing a wing. Chaotic Python not missing a wing. Brother John, this is going to be a very busy pit lane. Brother John going in. So let's go back to Roro. He was in P4, I believe. So he's lost 3 places here. Got engulfed by cars the way I saw it. Cars coming on the right, cars coming on the left. So he must have not gotten a great start off the line. However, I think his front wing looks okay. Yeah, so his front wing looks okay. So it's just a matter of, I mean, those lines were so long. It's very hard to catch napping. So now we have Dominic, Diego, Pat Lassard, Brick, Jay, and Robar in the pits. Wow. So we had some big happenings at the rear of the field today. 6 cars involved on some brawl of some sort. Now, with the safety car being out, they will have a chance to catch back up to the field here. And let me just check here. Yeah, that looks good. And it does not look like Cub is on. And just checking to see, this would be a good time for Cub to be hopping on this, and it does not look that way. It does not look that's a possibility right now. So top 3, Alpha retained P1. Luke is right behind him now. JD lost P2 to Luke at the start. Ian picked up a position. Balzac picked up 4 places. So he's had a really good lap 1. And the lap 1 hero for tonight is El Suciodan with 9 positions made in basically 2 turns. This will definitely. Oh yeah, let's see if anyone what kind of tires people are on after their pit stops. Okay, so Dominic went in the hards, and I think that's really smart because he can just stay out that much longer. If we just happen to have another safety car, he can just go on a set of mediums. Basically, yeah, so basically lap 6 onwards, he can go on a set of mediums. And, oh no, sorry, so that's the hards. So Dominic might even be able to push here really close to the end on the hards and just hop on a set of new softs if nothing happens, or softs or mediums if another safety car happens. So he's got that choice of hard tires really open up his choices in the race. We'll see what his pace looks like on those. And by the way of things, Brother John, Diego, Robar, and Jay decided to go on the mediums, with Pat Lassard and Brick deciding to go on the softs. Lacadian, I missed that. So Lacadian started on the, so Lacadian dodged the madness. And he had free choice of tire, I believe, so he started on the mediums. And those mediums can go 17 laps. He goes medium softs, which can be done if by the time everyone pits, if you're in the lead, and you have some race pace over your rivals around the P8 to P10, that those few crucial laps that you're still out, that's where you make your time. You pit in for softs, you come out ahead of everyone, and then you open a gap to people behind you, or you challenge the leader. It looks like the safety car is in, so we'll see. We'll see what Alpha decides to do here. And it looks like. And there we go. We're racing again. Looks like everyone is pretty on cue, actually. Well, Susyoden side by side with Chaotic Python gets the overtake done, but Chaotic Python seems to be able to go back at him. There's another position change here with Brother John and Firebird. Okay, so let's go on to onboards. Alpha, Luke, JD, Ian, and Balzac seem to be. The top three seem to get away pretty. Something happened with Brother John here. Yeah, so he looks like he's either had contact or he's lost the car at the end of sector 1. It's all the way at the back now. El Sociodan on top of Chris. Very aggressive here. And Roro on the in the back of Red Baron. Now these are both broadcasters, Red Baron and Roro for Division 1. So it's kind of cool to see them sort of really close in the track. Now we have some action here. Again in the back. Oh, Pat! Oh, that was a good move. That was such a good move. He just dives in the inside and gets the overtake done. Now Jay really struggling in the over in the start. So Alpha already puts a 1.3 second gap to Luke. JD 0.2 seconds behind. Balzac side by side with Ian, and I think Balzac has got this overtake done. Yes, he has. Oh wow, that was really brave in the inside turn 1. Gets the overtake done. So Roro is still behind Red Baron, but it looks like Roro has got the apex speed over Red Baron, so it's a matter of seeing if he can get the overtake done once the ERS is open. He does have a 70% ERS, so if I was him, I would just save it and just blast once you have ERS assistance as well. So JD right behind Luke, so he is blasting his ERS, hoping to catch, but JD being smart about this, he doesn't want to burn it all without the sure assistance of DRS as well. Luke does not have DRS on Alpha, so Roro really late on the brakes, had to go really wide to avoid the gearbox of Red Baron. So JD basically pushing Luke along. And Balzac 2 seconds behind. And Brother John retiring from the race. It looks like he's got an incident, and we have Robar, Sector 3, another altercation. We'll see what happens here. Luke really close. I don't think he has ERS. Yeah, so JD is losing patience here. He's burning all his ERS when he does not have the DRS assistance. The closest other battle we have here is Roro following Red Baron. Ooh, JD is so close. He's literally pushing the Alfa Romeo along, and Luke is not. I mean, Luke has got the pace. He is keeping Alpha honest as well. So, it's just a matter of time. JD's gonna get. If JD gets past him, I assume he's gonna be in the back of Alpha in no time if that happens. Dominic retiring from this race. Safety car, another safety car. So this is because we had Dominic retiring, so we'll see if Robar will be able to see his car here on the left side of the track. No, so the AI has taken the car out. Ah, this is lap 6. This is lap 6 at 28. So you got 22 laps left, and the hards go for precisely 22 laps. So it's a matter of if these guys have been able to practice on the hards, just to know that their setup sort of works with the tire. I think it would be very good to hop on the pits right now. And Ian's in the pits, Luke in the pits, JD in the pits, Balzac in the pits. The entire grid's going in the pits. Ian in the pits, Red Baron in the pits, Roro following him, Chris right behind him, El Suciodan in the pits. Chaotic Python is continuing on. El Suciodan in the pits, Lacadian continuing, Diego continuing, Pat Lassard continuing, Brick continuing, Jay continuing, Brick continuing, Fire continuing, and Robar, I don't know what Robar is gonna do. And this is bonkers. This has just completely reversed our grid here, where the bottom half of the field has taken the top half of the spots. Not quite. So Alpha's been able to pit out, it's still in P4, and JD is in P7. Wow, this has spiced up. Now, Alpha has chosen the hard tire. JD has chosen the hard tire. Balzac on the medium tire. It's Balzac. What was all wrong with Balzac here? I'm not sure what happened there. Ian on the mediums. Roro in the mediums. Red Baron in the mediums. So basically, the two guys who are basically fighting for the win have decided to go on hards. So this will come down to their ability to overtake people on better compounds than they have, while maintaining the positions they have. But when it comes to two of them, once everyone pits, it will be whoever has a better pace on the hard tires. And I'll tell you what has personally happened to me last week is I had a very aggressive suspension setup, and Japan was an easy one-stop. Did not try the hards on before the race. Decided to go on a Gampo, and I lost it in the first corner out of the pits under safety car conditions. So it is a matter of how these guys like their suspension setup and how they've incorporated the hard compound tires into their race practice. I mean, it's just a matter of running them and see if it's even a viable compound choice. Because sometimes it just isn't. Sometimes it's just a throwaway tire. Nothing that can be done about it, really. And yep, so safety cars out. So Chaotic Python is, I'm guessing this would be his first safety car. He's leading it back basically. Lacadian right behind him. Now Lacadian is a really old timer of the previous league we were all part of, or some of us, and so he's got some experience with race starts. His old fox here, Lacadian. He can draw on all of that experience that he has. And so is Pat Lassard in a way. So both of these Ferrari guys, they're really experienced as far as racecraft, so they know what to do in restarts. Now I don't know anything about Chaotic Python, Diego. I mean, Alpha seems to have everything together. So I reckon he's had some experience of some sort doing this sort of thing. So it'll be a matter of seeing how Chaotic Python does here. So I'm very curious. This is very exciting. And to see how JD does with these cars in front of him on soft tires and medium tires. Now, the last podium position here is being fought by Luke, Balzac, Ian, and Roro. And Red Baron. And I don't know why oh, the Renault team On the pit stops, Raw has overtaken Red Baron. I wonder if Red Baron was stacked because the Brick did not pit, and he's now the leading Renault, which means Roro had the entire pit crew for himself, while Alpha pit and Red Baron had to probably stack. So that's probably what happened. So that's why he's behind Roro. Now, as I said, Luke, Balzac, Ian, and Roro fighting for in Red Baron fighting for a podium. They're all on the medium tire, so they don't have any strategy advantage here. It's all about pace. A couple of disconnects here, quite a bit of disconnects. So we'll go on board with Acadian, and we'll go on broadcast field just to see if there's any how the entire field does. So Chaotic Python decides to not bolt until the end of the line here. So Pat Lassard, so this guy's looking pretty good. Alpha is already seizing Diego up for an overtake. And it looks like Diego can hold the spot. So Balzac overtaking Luke already. So Roro doing pretty good in the restart. And the Renault also picking up a place there on Luke. So Balzac is actually running in the podium positions. Roro is on a charge here. He's taken another. He's taken El Sucio Dan. El Sucio Dan on the soft tires. So he's now on P9. We'll see what El Sucio Dan can do. Doesn't see. Oh, this is so close. That was so close. I don't have my intervals here, so I'm not really sure what's going at the front. But I do see that El Sucio's got the tire compound advantage. Oh yeah, he's got to run. Oh, he shoves his nose in there, gets the car turn just in time, and it looks like El Sucio gets it done. That was a very brave move. So Alpha is pressuring Diego here. And JD is right behind. So Pat Lassard is splitting Alpha and JD here. And JD is right behind Pat Lassard. Almost nothing between these guys. And El Sucio Dan on the set of softs, pressuring the other Renault. So El Sucio Dan in a Renault sandwich right now. We'll see if Roro, at some point El Sucio Dan's tires are going to start eat away at him. So we'll see what happens here. Alpha's got a good rotation over Diego, so he might have it here. He's burning ERS. We'll see what happens here. Oh, I wonder if there was contact. So we were watching these guys from Pat Lassard's point of view, and they were side by side, and Diego's just went to the right side of the track, and now he's losing positions left and right with dirty tires, and also trying to regain the composure, because when that happens it's very easy to lose composure. So Alpha now behind Lacadian, and JD right behind these guys. So Alpha on the Ferrari sandwich here. We'll see what JD can do here. And Roro right behind Diego now too. After what happened to Diego, it doesn't seem like he can do anything. Pretty far away. El Sucio then another overtake on the leading Renault. So he's doing the best he can do with those soft tires. Chaotic Python 3-second penalty. So Alpha all the way behind, being all over the gearbox of Lacadian. Oh, JD! Oh, I almost, I'm not sure what happened there, but these guys were side by side into a place I didn't think you could go side by side. So these guys, so Pat Lassard's got the soft tire, eight lap old soft tires. However, Pat Lassard does have the DRS advantage now. Alpha is trying to make a move on Lacadian on the hard tires. Lacadian on 8, goes. Was there some contact? There was a little bit of contact under braking in between Lacadian and Alpha. So so Alpha is making that point of the breaking point. He's overtaking designation. His ERS is now 58%. JD's 31. Now JD's got 2 Ferraris. So while Alpha passed Lacadian, JD's got to find a way past Pat Lassard. Bet on 8 lap old soft tires that might be giving away. Oh, Lacadian! Lacadian loses the rear end of the car, goes 90 weight to the track into the wall. So that leaves one less Ferrari to sort of try to dispatch to chase after Alpha. Right behind them. Something happened here. So Chris now in the rear of Roro. So many things happening in the rear of the field. I can't even keep track. Wow! A car in the middle of the... Who was that? There was a car in the middle of the track. That was Chaotic Python. So Chaotic Python had a moment in Sector 1. He was leading this race, I believe. I was on board with JD, and he was just in the middle of the track, and it was awful. It did not look like he was ghosted at all. So now JD P3, that frees up Alpha to try to put as much of a delta before JD can go charge at him. Now El Sucio Dan is coming out of nowhere on the soft tires. So he's got pace to make those soft tires work for him. So he goes in the inside with contact. And that's what you don't want to see. I mean, you launch the car in the inside, that's fine, but you can't oversteer into another driver like that. We can all hope that JD does not have wing damage out of that contact. No, it looks like he's fine. So JD here is having to sort of buy his time, be a little, just watch what's going to happen here in front of him. Roro gaining another position here. Not sure. Yeah, okay, so he's gaining a position because the AlphaTauri driver is in the pits to probably repair a broken wing or pit for new tires. So even on the hard tires, JD's got so much apex speed over El Sucio Dan. So I'm not sure what is going to happen here. Now, they are all stuck in a DRS string. So Jay's behind Roro, and Roro is 0.9 seconds behind Red Baron. So it looks like these guys at the front here hold stationary. Roro looks like, yeah, these guys look like they're also stationary. So now, right now, we have a fight for P7 here, in between Red Baron, Roro, and Jay. And it looks like we have a fight for P2. In between Pat Lassard, El Sucio Dan, and JD. Now El Sucio Dan. So okay, so Pat Lassard pits. He was on tap lap old soft tires. Now he's gonna get out of this gaggle of cars here, all the way behind the Red Bulls. So we'll see what he can do, and see what kind of tires he comes out on. So Jay decides to go on the mediums, which is a good choice. Those tires will go for 17 laps. So now we have JD chasing El Sucio Dan. El Sucio Dan no longer has ERS. In P7 and P6 we have now it's just a fight for P6. Between Red Baron and Roro. Now, I don't know what happened here with Chris. It's too many things happening here at this race tonight. But Chris is in P5 somehow. Last I checked, he was pretty far down the order. I'm starting to think that El Sucio Dance maybe he's got a lower air downforce than JD. Once we get a qualifying report for so quite a spicy fight here in between Red Baron and Roro. Maybe these two guys are the guys to watch right now, because what it seems like is that El Sucio Dan is running lower downforce, and what that means is that it doesn't matter if JD's got the apex speed on him in sector 1. El Sucio can just keep ahead of him in the straight into the hard braking zone, and he's basically safe. Okay, so Diego pits. So El Sucio has to pit again. He does not have a choice. So the fight for podium position is between Balzac, Chris, Red Baron, Roro. And that is for the last podium position tonight. El Sucio's tires are 11 lap olds. He's on 7 laps of wear. And the softs go for 12. So he's not going to be able to hold this for very much longer. Roro seems to be quite a bit farther away. JD is right on his gearbox, really. El Sucio Dan's got 18 ERS, and JD's got 20 ERS. Roro, 40 ERS, and Red Baron, 20. So Red Baron's pushing a little bit more than Roro. So we'll see what happens there. Everyone else, aside from Lacadian actually chasing Chaotic Python, he's sub 1 second delta. But this is the fight now. This is a fight for P2 and P3, actually. And it looks like Balzac has got a very comfortable 1.6 second lead to Chris. Both of those guys on on medium tires. They might have to pit again. We will see what happens there with their. Pat Lassard, fastest lap, 134.7. So he's putting those soft tires to use, which means that he might be creeping in the rear of Roro here. We have a yellow sector 3, and that is Chaotic Python having some difficulties. Oh, JD is so close. He's got to get it now. There's no way. JD has to have this set up. El Sucio's got such a traction advantage is insane. I don't understand. I've never seen anything like that. Virtual safety car. Okay, so virtual safety car comes in. If I was El Sucio Dan, I would pit immediately. I mean, this is a gift, really. He's got 8. He's got 8 laps on those softs. They only go 12. He's got 4 more, and he can do 17 laps on those mediums. So he can pit now for a chip pit stop. Put on the medium tires, and where would he come out? Oh gosh, he would come out. Wow, there's a lot of people behind him. But I reckon he would come out P9. But he could come out P9 on fresh tires. So that liberates JD so the fight for P2 is over. These guys all continue. El Sucio Dan. Chris is pitting. That's very smart. What does he put on? He put another set of mediums. Does Roro pit? Roro also pits. Oh, Balzac. Okay, so Balzac stays out. Balzac and Red Baron, P3, P4, they stay out. They're on mediums. 9 lap old. These mediums will not go to the end. They missed an opportunity to have a very cheap pit stop. And they did not pull the trigger. So that hands the podium fight too, and I was completely wrong. El Suciodan coming out in P6. Pat Lassard, two laps into his soft stints. Okay, so we're back in racing condition now. Now Pat's got 2 laps on the softs, so he can do another 10 laps on this. He can go to the end. So Pat Lassard put his Ferrari into the mix for a podium tonight. Oh, that is so exciting! This has been you know, it's been hard to keep track of things, but this has been a very interesting race. So now we got El Sucio right behind him. Oh, those mediums are cold. Those mediums are cold, and the rear is complaining. Oh, Balzac! Balzac, you had podium, my friend! So Balzac had the podium, and he chose not to pit. He's got to do another 10 laps into these medium tires. They're not going to make it. That's a +3 lap delta that you're asking these tires to do. 2 of those, I think, was on the full safety car, and 1 in the virtual safety car. I'm very skeptical about the ability for those tires to survive. And Rob Bar coming out of nowhere here, putting himself into podium contention, really, in front of Roro, and again Chris behind him. Now Chris is now behind Roro too. I cannot keep track of Chris tonight. I don't believe my intervals are right. Are they right? So we have, okay, so let's check this out. Alpha. So I guess JD is 5 seconds behind him. And then Balzac is 6 behind. Okay, so I do trust my deltas. So the deltas are right. It's just the front really flared out. El Suciodan 1 second behind. Roro trying to get back at Robar. Robar all over the place. Gives Roro a run. Roro sticks on the car in the inside. And that's it. I think Roro has it, no? Must surely, yep. He carries the overspeed into the corner. Make sure that his Renault is ahead. Now he's at 11 seconds behind El Suciodan. I'm not quite sure what happened at all. So Rubbar has another run at Roro. Overtakes him with the DRS assistance. Now Roro is right behind him. It's fight for P7 right now. And El Sucio is trying to take Pat Lassard for P6. Now Pat Lassard is going to have so much more traction than El Suciodan. Which ensures that his Ferrari is ahead. So he keeps that position. So Roro too far away. I think Robar is running low downforce. Roro, I've seen Roro twice now. When you're in dirty air, your braking is a little behind what it's supposed to be, so it's almost like getting sucked into the car in front. And he's been doing very good of going a little wide on the right side to sort of avoid the driver in front of him. Now El Suciodan right behind Pat. And I think he's got it. Yeah, I think he's got it. I think there's nothing that Pat Lassard can do here. Yeah, he's just a rocket ship. And that frees him to go chase after Red Baron. Now we'll see if these guys can take these mediums to the end, Red Baron and Balzac. So Roro, half a second behind. So this is what we're seeing here, is these guys who are running a lot of downforce, they have the apex speed in sector 1, but then comes back to this back straight here and they just get passed. It's just very hard to keep on him. We'll see if that is the same that happens for Roro here. So Robar gets decent traction. Both of these drivers, not a lot of whole ERS left. We'll see what Roro does. Roro gets the car rotated nicely, puts it where it needs to be, and that's it. So that is over. Robar, that car really wanting to over-rotate there. Not wanting to stick to the road. Sucio Ben is already charging Red Baron. Oh, and this is a difference of 10 laps in between the tire compounds. Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone already. We have a yellow sector in Sector 1, and that's Alpha! So something happened at the end of Sector 1 here. Alpha had a moment and allowed JD through. So now this gives Alpha an opportunity to make up with the DRS. I don't think it's going to happen though. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I was just saying this. JD is the guy to beat. I mean, dude's super consistent, and that's what it is. You keep behind your opponent, and if your opponent makes a mistake, you're right there to catch him. So we'll see. We'll see now if Alpha can do anything about this. Let's not count Alpha out just yet. He is fast driver, and JD does have a penalty. And we can check what the penalty here looks like once this fight calms down a little bit. I do not want to miss this. I know both of these guys are very fast. And I think Alpha's really good at sort of just squeezing the track for everything it's worth as far as track limits are concerned, while not getting penalties, and that gives him a delta. And there it is. The delta, the 30 air through Sector 1 can be quite challenging to deal with. Roro makes a move. Oh no, Red Baron pits. So Red Baron deciding not to take that tire to the end. Now Balzac is the only one of those podium contenders, early podium contenders, still on their initial choice of tire. However, I don't think it's going to last. So Alpha cannot do anything about this right at this moment. El Suciodan, P4, he already caught to Balzac, so I'm not sure what he's going to choose to do here. Pat Lassard in a very good position here if Balzac pits. He's going to get P4 at the very least if Balzac pits. He might choose to stay out there, but he's got only 4 seconds to Pat, and Pat's got soft tires. I mean, 7 laps old, sure, they degrade a lot faster, but these mediums are now 14 out of 17. They cannot be feeling great. Meanwhile, for the for the lead of this race, Alpha and JD here, both on those hard tires, which was a fantastic call to make for those front runners. And we also have Chris back there challenging Red Baron. However, Red Baron brake spanking soft, so he should be able to... oh no, what happened to Ian? Oh, Ian's been disconnected, and Luke is last. What has happened to the Brax brothers? Usually they're all the way up here, and so it looks like Alpha lost DRS contact from JD. Maybe not. Yes, he has. So Alpha has lost DRS from JD. JD is being able to pull away now. So we'll see Chris following Red Baron. Now I think that Red Baron has clear DRS range from Chris, so so I don't think he will be able to do anything about this. I mean, it's quite impossible, really. You're expecting medium tires for 5 laps to try to compete with brand spanking new soft tires. I mean, there's just not. I don't think that's something that will happen. Okay, so we can go back here to Alpha. Alpha's been able to crawl back into that DRS. Now, here's the big factor. I think Alpha's just biding his time. So, JD is burning ERS to stay in the lead. Alpha's not. So, Alpha is basically using the DRS to keep within range, burning when he loses it, and saving as much as he can for a last lap overtake. However, as we mentioned, interval tire penalties. So JD has 3-second penalty, and Alpha has none. So this might as well decide who wins this race. So this might come down to not on track result. Yeah, so Alpha is still having 50% ERS, 14% for JD. El Sucio Dan already puts 4 seconds on Balzac, and I'm thinking 24 to, he's got 4 laps left, you might as well stay out. It seems like the gap to Pat Lassard is pretty constant. Oh, Pat can see him, and this is it. When you can see your opponent in front of you, you're more determined, and you got that tire advantage. So Pat Lassard here might be able to crawl back into DRS, and that'll be interesting to see. So Alpha again within 0.6 seconds going into turn 1. And we have a very interesting fight for P10, last points paying position. Jay might have an overtake here. So I saw what Jay tried to do. He tried to do the cutback, but Raw sort of parked the car in the apex, so he couldn't really do that. And it looks like this fight that Raw has been having basically all race is being settled, where he's 3 seconds ahead of Red Baron. Balzac another 3 seconds to his time penalty, and Palisard is less than 3 seconds. So we can check the penalties here when we get to a quieter area of the track. So Pat Lassard and Balzac both have the same amount of penalties, but more importantly, Pat Lassard has 6 seconds more penalties than Roro, and Roro is 5.6 seconds behind Pat Lassard. So it's quite high chance that Roro will actually end up in P5 in this race. And we'll see. I mean, these guys are so evenly matched here, except for the ERS charge. Alpha's got such an ERS advantage over JD, and he might as well blast it over. Oh, Alpha 3-second penalty! This is going to be decided on the track, ladies and gentlemen. No longer a Stewart decision here for the lead of the USA Grand Prix. And let me just make sure that is the case before we get excited. Yes. 3 seconds in between both of these guys. This will be decided on the track tonight. Very exciting. 2 laps to go. Can Alpha use his massive ERS advantage? I guess we'll see how strong ERS is in this game. 44 versus 11. That is the closest battle we have on the track. Is for the lead of this race. These guys leading, Alpha leading in P1 in the championship, JD P2. JD has won the last, basically every race except his very first one. And there we go. We have an overtake attempt by Alpha. It looks like Alpha has it. Alpha has made an overtake onto JD in turn 1. He has used some of their ERS to make that happen. JD just seems more comfortable following. He's been able to stick to Alpha's gearbox better through Sector 1. Alright, so Alpha burning all of his ERS. Now this is lap 27. Yeah, so Alpha is using the ERS advantage to keep ahead of JD. While JD has DRS, JD looks like he's losing. He lost a rear there a little bit and allowed Alpha to put a gap. JD uses all that ERS and Alpha's got a 22. Well, kudos to Alpha. He's been able to get ahead of JD. I did not think that was going to happen. So we'll follow this a little bit. And now Red Baron is now 1 second behind Roro here. For P6. And Roro also 1 second behind Pat Lassard. So those tires are gone. So those hards are gone for Pat Lassard. We will follow on what happens here after we see this fight for the lead of this race. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen here, folks. And ERS is just super good, and Alpha just did a super amazing job at just saving it. What it comes down to. Red Baron getting really close to Roro, and Roro really close to Pat Lassard. Quite a three-way scrap here for P1. Race leaders are finishing Sector 3. They're in the penultimate corner, and it looks like Roro has an overtake, and he does. So Roro gets in front of Pat Lassard on track, and the leader is crossing the line. Alpha P1, JD P2. El Sucio Dan with a very good choice after some risky overtakes, and good choice on tire strategy. Is clinging on to P3. We'll see what the penalties are looking for. Balzac takes those tires 20 laps. I did not think it was possible. I thought he'd have a puncture by now, but here we are. Balzac P4. Roro crosses the line, takes momentarily takes P4. So on penalties, Red Baron clinches on to P4. Roro P5. Balzac P6. 21 laps. 21 lap on the mediums, which is amazing. Pat Lassard, P7, pretty good effort there. I bet those softs sort of died at the end. Diego P8, Chris P9, and Chris was all over the place tonight. I could not keep track of him. He was just all up in the order, fell down the order, and the Robar P10, and that's the last paying points positions for tonight. This is it, folks. FRL, this is Division 2, all assists allowed. We race on 8:30 Eastern Time. If you followed this thus far and you don't race with us and you like to, We are full, however, as you see, we were running 18 tonight. So if you'd like to participate, just show up, go into our Discord, and come have some fun with us. Okay, that fight for the lead, you guys, that was pretty cool to watch. And what a race! What a race! Everyone.
Yeah, that was fun. Lots of safety cars.
Yeah, a lot of safety car, but yep.
It's about right.
The fight at the end was epic.
I did not, this is the first time I've ever seen anything like this. Second, the virtual safety car, the top of the field pits, and the bottom of the pit doesn't. So we had a complete grid reversal in the middle. It was very good, you guys. It was very good. And Balzac, 20 laps on those medium tires. How did you do it?
They were on 80%.
How did you not
I
get a
don't know how.
puncture?
At the final kind of third sector of the last lap, I was just like on ice. It felt like.
That was Cub. That was Cub. I was chasing Cub. I was P2. Cub was P1 in Azerbaijan, and he got a puncture on the last lap in start finish straight because he went to plus 3 laps on the mediums. And I thought he had to pit, so I was like, okay, I got to lead this race. And I've never seen it done without a puncture. And I was watching. You did not get a puncture. It's crazy. So good job on
One
that.
more lap and it probably would have happened.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Anyway, really good racing, you guys. Really good racing tonight.
Pat, how old were your softs, man?